Hi, Caleb with Brownells here. Today I'm joined with Adam from Spiritus Systems. Adam, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thanks for having us out.
So this is something a little bit, I'll say a little bit different for us. We've kind of dabbled in this kind of market for a while now, but this is a long time coming. So tell us a little bit more about Spiritus Systems, who you guys are and where you guys came from.
Yeah, sure. So Spiritus Systems, we're a sewing manufacturer based out of North Carolina, and we sew all sorts of heavy textiles in the tactical nylon realm. So everything you kind of see on this table, we have a really robust product line of plate carriers, chest rigs, magazine carriers, those types of things. So anything you need to carry any kind of equipment that has to do really with firearms or like military law enforcement load carriage, that's what we do. The why we do it is it goes back to our days in the military. So the two of the owners, there's three owners, two of us served in the military, and we basically just saw that there was kind of a deficiency for user-focused equipment. So a lot of how the government procures items is that they basically go through a really long, drawn-out contracting situation where they're trying to get equipment to the guy, but it has to go through all this red tape. And by the time it gets from the end user's mouth all the way to procurement, it's changed a bunch. And then the guy is like, hey, this isn't what I actually asked for, or it's just been so long that the mission has changed.
Right.
So we saw that was kind of a deficiency. So we were in Afghanistan, two of the owners, we were in Afghanistan, and we were kind of out on a mountainside, sitting behind Zane, the other owner of Spiritus. We're sitting behind his tent, and we were talking about this problem, and that basically we felt like we could do a better job. And so that's really where the genesis of it was, is two guys in country serving, and we were just going to start it. So that's really where it started.
Okay.
It's kind of the beginning there.
Yeah, excellent, because I can kind of relate to that a little bit, I think, because I remember, the first mission I ran in Afghanistan, because, whenever you get the Army, I was a 12 Bravo combat engineer.
Sure.
You get issued all this crap, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm wearing all of it, first mission,
Sure.
And after that mission, I just remember throwing so much stuff into my trunk, like, never going to use this again.
Exactly.
Just stripping off all this stuff. And, being more mission specific, but... Yeah, looking at this stuff here, I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, this is the stuff I wish I had then.
Sure.
Given that was 10 years ago, but still, I mean, it's way more specific and I'll say high speed than the stuff we were issued.
Yeah, and that's really our philosophy is we always start with the problem. And from my days, and I was an 11 Bravo, and I was in a reconnaissance platoon, and that's really where I started modifying my own kit. So we're talking, 2005 to 2010 timeframe. I was taking Army issued equipment and I was just modifying it myself. I was, sewing. I cut apart a duffel bag and sewed my own mag pouches, taking apart the IOTV, the issued vest, kind of just tailoring it to my needs is really where the idea for me started. And then the implementation of the company, I really owe to my other, the other two business partners. They're the ones who really round out the team in terms of making us an effective company. Anybody can have an idea, and I'm very much an idea person. I have all these great ideas, but the execution of it is really where I think Spiritus shines, is that we are able to take that idea through ideation all the way to an actual product that we can sell and manufacture, all in the United States. So, to what you're saying, we get that from a lot of users. Basically, they find our equipment and they're like, wow, this is really thoughtful. And it's thoughtful because we don't start from the contract, the end of the contract. We don't start with hey, here's what the Army is asking for in a paper from some contracting office. We start with the end user. It's always in mind. We go to them and we ask them directly. And then we kind of circumvent all of the, the contracting vector, and we just make what we think is right. Yeah. And then we try to attack it from that way, right? So the guy gets what he actually wants. And then he can start pushing that up the chain and say, hey, we like this. We don't need to go through this whole process. Now, we still have to play the contracting game as every company does.
Sure.
But we really do try to deliver a product outside of that, that kind of where, somebody high up is asking for something they don't really understand. we try to kind of just be on the outside, on the periphery of that, and have stuff available. So we just make it ourselves. We just make these things and we offer them, and guys will find a way to get it.
Yeah.
Right? They'll find a way around they'll either buy it themselves, which is unfortunate for a lot of soldiers. You don't make a lot of money, but they're professionals, so they're buying our stuff, or their unit will find a way to procure it in a different way.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's obvious that this was thoughtfully made. And with a lot of companies we bring on, I think you saw a need and you met that need. So we have a lot of different pieces here. It's obvious that it's built to be modular. You pick your base and then you kind of build on that. So kind of what's the idea or general thought behind that?
Yeah. So I mean, from a gear building perspective, my roots in being on the reconnaissance side of things was you have to be very agile as a soldier. You're not going to be doing the same mission set. Reconnaissance assets are often used for reconnaissance, but what does that actually mean is something that I really had to dig down deep and ask myself for, in relation to building equipment. And the problem that we always ran into is, we had a lot of different weapon systems, a lot of different calibers. At one time, we had 4 sniper weapon systems that all took different magazines, different calibers, things like that. So the issued equipment is it's compartmentalized by the program. And so, you get a 7.62 magazine that holds 20 round box mags with your M110 package, right?
Right.
And that magazine pouch doesn't fit anything else. And you molly it on, and then the next day they're like, hey, you're going to carry just your carbine because you're doing a different kind of mission. So you'd have to unmolly all your pouches and put 5.56, magazine pouches on. So we really wanted to focus on modularity, which is kind of anybody who really shops around Spiritus knows that the modularity is the key to it's a system. It really is. The company name Spiritus Systems, it is a kind of a whole system that we have developed of interchanging parts. So it can get confusing. If you look at the website, just at face value, you see a bunch of parts and everything is a la carte. And we do that to give you exactly what you need. Instead of us sending you a box full of stuff and you paying for every strap we make, every pouch we make, we allow you to just pick the pieces you need to complete the system that you're trying to build. So if you want, a Mark V or a Mark IV chest rig placard that you're just going to use on a plate carrier, you're never going to wear it with shoulder straps. You don't have to buy the shoulder straps then. So that's kind of why you see so many parts. And we do a pretty good job on the website of showing you example builds so that you can, on our website. And then I know we're going to be doing much more, education-based videos as well, through you guys too. So
yeah, going off of the modularity, building it piece by piece, that's something we're definitely familiar with here at Brownells on the firearm side of things.
Sure.
So, it makes sense just to do that on the gear side of things as well. And we're going to have plenty of those videos coming out showing you how to set up your different rigs and why you would pick specific pieces with your base units. So stay tuned for those. Adam, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, I appreciate your time.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one.